Tonight on the News Hour, APC projected to win Edo Governorship Election amid protests and celebrations. Biting economic challenges lead to surge in mental health cases. 12 dead in Adama as cholera outbreak is confirmed by the state government. Death toll from Iran coal mine blast hits over 50. Hello, good evening and welcome to Trust TV's News Hour. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Let's start with the Edo Governorship elections because following the declaration of the results of all 18 local government areas by the Independent National Electoral Commission, the All Progressive Congress is leading with 11 local government areas out of the results announced so far. The results announced so far, the APC won 6 local government areas in Edo North Central Senatorial District, 2 out of the 5 local government areas in Edo Central Senatorial District. In the 7 local government areas in Edo South Senatorial District, the APC has won 3 local governments. Meanwhile, the APC won Esan Central, where its candidate Monday Okpebolo hails from, and Esan West local government, while PDP won Esan North Eguben and Esan South, the local government area that the PDP candidate hails from. In Edo South, the APC won Ego, Oredo, and Oriomong local government areas, while the PDP won Owunwonde, Ovia North, West Northeast local government, as well as Ovia Southwest local government areas. Meanwhile, protests have erupted in response to the announcement of some of the results announced so far in Edo Governorship election. Demonstrators expressed their dissatisfaction with the election outcome, voicing concerns over alleged irregularities and calling for transparency in the electoral process.
We say no because of our children that are yet unborn. We say no. That is all we are saying. This is the voice of the people. This is the voice.
Elsewhere, still in Edo, APC supporters have begun celebrating ahead of INEC's announcement as Monday Okpebolo is expected to coast to victory following the total tally of the election results. Away from Edo State, the All Progressives Congress has been declared the winner of the local government elections held over the weekend in Kwara. A statement released by the State Independent Electoral Commission's chairman, Mohammed Baba Okanla, and made available to newsmen on Sunday, noted that the ruling APC won all the chairmanship and councillorship seats across the 16 local government areas of Kwara State and 193 wards. 5 political parties include the APC, the Allied People's Movement, the People's Democratic Party, Social Democratic Party, and the Accord Party contested in the council polls. Following the outcome of the local government election, Following the outcome of the local government election in Kwara State on Saturday, reactions have trailed the announcement of the results by the Kwara State Independent Electoral Commission. While the People's Democratic Party insists that there were irregularities and claimed to have won the election, the All Progressives Congress notes that the opposition party does not prepare for the elections as they have not much to offer the people of Kwara State. Here's the report.
After the announcement of the local government election results early on Sunday, members of the People's Democratic Party trooped out en masse to the Secretariat of the State Electoral Commission to protest what they termed injustice to the party.
PDP won the 16 local government. Our 193 ward councillors, our 16 local government chairman were won absolutely by the PDP. But today, to our dismay,
But to the special advisor to the governor on political matters, the claim of the PDP of winning the election is laughable.
Ab initio, PDP did not want the local government election to take place in Kwara State. And you can see that they embarked on all sorts of activities to frustrate the process.
Also in Offa local government, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in a press conference rejected the results as announced, describing it as an assault on the electorates of Offa and called for cancellation of the election.
This blatant subversion of democracy is not only an assault to the will of the people, but a dangerous assault on the sanctity of our electoral process. To maintain peace and ensure credibility in our democratic process, we demand the immediate rescheduling of this local government election. The people of Offa deserve the opportunity to exercise their constitutional rights to vote in a free, fair, and transparent process.
But the winner of the election in the local government said the request for cancellation of results does not arise as the election was free, fair, and acceptable to the majority of the people of Offa.
But in APC, we know we are a truly progressive people. So we prepare for our election from the federal level to the state and at the local government. And we won. In everywhere in Offa local governments, in fact, in Kwara State, there was election and it went free and fair.
Meanwhile, the state governor, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, has congratulated all the winners in the election and urged them to implement programs and policies that will endear them to the people.
All right, staying with election-related matters, the enhancement of election processes with artificial intelligence, among other themes, were discussed at the 5th Kano Social Influencers Summit. Speaking at the event organized by the Center for Information Technology and Development, the special advisor to the Kano State Governor on State Affairs, Usman Bala, stressed the need to employ AI in the search for accountability and transparency in Nigeria's electoral processes.
As we recognize the vulnerabilities that have compromised our election, and we are dedicated to addressing them. By integrating artificial intelligence technologies, we aim to curtail the influence of corrupt officials, reduce political thuggery, and bring down the soaring cost of election. But technology alone cannot solve these problems. True reforms must require accountability at every level.
if it's not used properly, it means it will be abused. And to be abused means, for instance, we say it can improve the election, but you can also use it to steal elections. You can program it to create phantom votes for other people. You can create it to destroy votes for opponents. So these are sort of the abuse that we don't want to see.
Right, as the cost of transportation continues to surge as a result of the recent fuel price hike, residents in parts of Gombe are resorting to trekking long distances, while others have adjusted their business hours in order to save cost. While many commuters are forced to take commercial motorcycles or taxis to workplaces, others are either trekking or skipping days as an alternative means of saving cost. Here's Trust TV's Hassan Kohli with more on the story.
Millions of Nigerians must on daily basis leave their homes and work to earn a living. While some are walking close to their various houses, others must board a taxi or motorcycle to reach their places of work or businesses, which is not easy at this time. Some Gombe residents highlighted various strategies they are applying to adapt to the recent changes due to increased transportation fares.
The
The situation is worrisome. I pay 300 to 350 naira for my daily transport, and this has become unaffordable when compared to my earnings. So the situation has forced me to start trekking to save cost. Trekking is really not conducive in the hot weather, and even today, I was thinking of staying at home before I changed my mind. So the government has to look into the issue.
By then, I can even pay for my transport 150 naira to 200. For now, as I'm talking to you, for the transport, I used to pay 300, 400 naira for taxi, not to talk of Okada rider. So I'm talking of taxi. If you stop Okada person to carry you from this Jekada ferry to MTA, which is NTA Bauchi Road, he can even tell you that his money is 500 naira or 600. If you like, you can carry. If you don't have money, let him go. But we are calling on the government and our leaders also. So we have to think that we are their own followers, and our own wish to them is always to pray for them to do something good and better for us to survive.
To save cost, I have stopped any unnecessary travel, so I only go out when it is absolutely necessary. Also, I am now trekking to places that are not too far, and this has implications as commercial vehicle operators now experiencing low patronage. Most of them are not happy because they are not able to feed their families. So we are at the receiving end of this fuel subsidy removal. Despite the rollout of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, from the Dangote refinery, Nigerians have expressed disappointment over the high price of fuel, as their hopes of lower prices as a result of the refinery commencing operation have been dashed. From Gombe, Hassan Kohli reporting for Trust TV.
As the economic hardship in the country continues to bite harder, many Nigerians are battling with mental health challenges that are manifesting in poor sleep at night. Health personnel in Kaduna are attributing the condition to a growing state of insomnia, and they say the condition is a direct implication of the struggle by many on a day-to-day basis. Here's Trust TV's Bello Musa with more on the story.
Nigerians are battling with many challenges due to the economic hardships in the country, with many people finding it difficult to put food on their table. As a result of this, many people are suffering from insomnia as a result of economic challenges.
Now, wow, so many times, though only God, I just depend on God, if not so, my brother. So I don't know. I don't just know.
These days, it is very common to find people who go to bed at night but are unable to sleep. It has not happened to me, but I know a lot of people who are battling with insomnia due to the prevailing hardship in the country. Health experts also highlighted some health implications of insomnia to the human body.
Yes, other health implication that it have is that the energy, because when you don't have a sound sleep, even your thinking faculty will be negative, and secondly, you will be aggressive to everybody, because anything that it might not be, maybe there are some talks that you don't have to even react negatively, but due to lack of rest or poor sleep, you'll be reacting to it negatively.
They also suggested therapeutic approaches to getting better sleep.
For example, during the day, somebody should not take coffee. Somebody should not take maybe coffee or any stimulant before going to bed. Is a form of sleep hygiene. Then maybe secondly also, maybe an individual should only go to bed when he's asleep. And when he goes to bed, that individual should not watch television. He should not use his phone. Then also, an individual should have a specific time for going to bed. And there should not be maybe specific time of going to bed and also a specific time of waking up. And also the environment also should be comfortable, meaning that the environment should be quiet, should be familiar. should be familiar, it should be comfortable, it should be quiet and dark.
The residents are appealing to the government to ease their hardship by introducing programs and policies that will better the economy. Bello Musa, Cross TV News, Kaduna.
Right now, residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, have expressed their concerns over the volatility in the pricing of PMS in Nigeria. They're calling on the government to step in and enforce stability of the price of the commodity as it continues to impact the economic well-being of people in the country. The report.
Jalingo residents appealed to the NNPCL to allow Dangote refinery fixed prices of petroleum products produced by the $20 billion refinery. Some of them expressed their surprises over NNPCL decision to fix prices for products produced by private refinery.
The same NNPC that could not manage our refinery for almost 30 years now, they want to fix price for a private refinery product. And to me, it's another way that government want to continue its monopoly of its own cabals.
The narrative has always been that after Dangote refinery has come on board, all this crisis will cease. Then why are they trying to shortchange Nigeria?
One of the things I would say about the issue is that the NNPC has phobia. You know, a person that is a monopolist, Kaganeba, where he's trying to see a price change, he's scared. So that's what the NNPC they are afraid of. You know that kind of thing now, because they are seen as, okay, it's a refinery, it's a group, it's a consortium of firms that came, they want to open it. So since then they are monopolists. They are now scared of trying to allow him to be bringing fuel. That's the scare they have.
In contrast, Tamilu Gado is of the view that government and the NNPCL are doing the right thing as government also purchases a large percentage of the product. He said, as a regulator, government has to control the sale in order to avoid arbitrary prices.
Dangote is a private business. And also, government also have a regulatory power to regulate any agency that is cited in Nigeria or any company that is operating under this on this country, on our soil as a country. So government has to regulate. And government also has to look at the interests of the people and also look at how he will come in to make sure that he salvage the suffering of Nigeria. So whether fixing price or not, but all we know is that a private company will fix price. The interest of every producer or every entrepreneur is to make profit. So they will also look at their profit margin. If you fix this price like this, can you be able to make profit?
They have urged the Dangote refinery to officially announce prices of its products.
To Adamawa State, where the state government has confirmed a cholera outbreak with 12 deaths recorded so far. According to the health commissioner in the state, Felix Tangwami, 30 out of 50 suspected cases have tested positive for cholera. Of the fatalities, 6 occurred in a healthcare facility, while 6 others were recorded at home. A total of 308 people were admitted, with 244 treated and discharged. Tangwami urged the public to remain cautious while highlighting the importance of personal hygiene and ensuring safe water sources. He also assured that the state government, through the health workers in the state, is working tirelessly to contain the outbreak and call for prayers as well as cooperation with health officials during the ongoing sensitization efforts. A fire broke out early Sunday morning at the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State, affecting a section on the 3rd floor of the Southwest 3 ward. Now, the blaze caused panic among patients and their family members in nearby wards, leading to confusion as they scrambled for safety. Firefighters from the Oyo State Fire Service quickly arrived on the scene to contain the fire outbreak. Meanwhile, the public relations officer of the University College Hospital, Ibadan, Fumi Adetuibi, has stated that the news and the pictures on social media of a fire outbreak in the hospital is exaggerated. She said the incident was caused by a spark at the changeover box at the medicine laboratory on the 3rd floor of the hospital, while adding that the incident did not in any way disrupt the activities of the staff. The federal government of Nigeria has appealed to Nigerians to clear their canals, drainages and gutters to help mitigate flooding. A dam update report by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency on Sunday says the water levels at the nation's critical stations along the River Benue shows a steady increase towards flood levels. According to the statement signed by the head of the media and publicity, Loretta Samuel, as of Saturday, the rise continues but at flood preparedness level. Samuel urged the 12 flood-prone states in the country, earlier warned by the agency, to put measures in place to contain or allow conveyance. This is as a recent overflow in the Alo Dam caused the worst flooding in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The former chairman of TETFON, Kashim Imam, has said that the rising number of displaced persons affected by the flooding in Maiduguri needs the support of well-meaning Nigerians to complement the efforts of government and other philanthropists. According to Imam, the flood has destroyed homes and communities, denying victims the ability to return even after the water has receded, while adding that the economic hardship experienced across the country has added to the plight of the affected victims. He also added that the flood, which displaced close to 1 million people, calls for more global humanitarian attention to help address the hunger and malnutrition among survivors, especially children.
In line with the appeal of the governor, we felt that what was immediately needed is the most basic of all human needs, and that is just food and water. And we elected to focus on this. I'm happy to inform that we are providing a total of 200,000 food packs. We need more hands. The state and the people need much more assistance from all of us, from everybody that has something to give.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, Gombe rice millers embrace sustainable practices, climate change, and help boost their earnings. Details on this and many more stories up ahead after the break. Welcome back to the news. Let's take another look at our top stories. Mixture of celebration and protest in Edo as APC on course to take victory. Biting economic challenges leading to a surge in mental health cases across Nigeria. The General Officer commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army and Commander of Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, has attributed the restoration of peace and harmony in Plateau State to the deployment of technology and multiple strategies in the fight against insecurity. The commander made this known over the weekend while addressing members of the Correspondence Chapel in Plateau State. Adu Musa has more.
Communities across the state have been plagued by ethnic and religious conflicts, resulting in the loss of hundreds of lives over the past 2 decades. The persistent violence, according to the security analysts, is largely attributed to the lack of sincerity among stakeholders in the state. However, responding to the ongoing restoration of peace, the GOC and OPSH commander said multiple strategies were employed to restore peace in the state.
So what we have done is to go back to the drawing board, look at our campaign plan once again, and bring out lessons that have been learned from the previous encounters that we've had within the plateau especially. And of course, imbibing that ethos in our men to continue to be professional, to continue to be neutral, and above all, by being responsive whenever there are security challenges on the plateau. And to do that, we needed to quickly gain the confidence of the populace.
Major General Abubakar also said The use of technology has assisted the Nigerian army in restoring peace in the state.
As we speak, some of the successes that we have recorded in the last couple of months, which you have all helped to help us air in your respective media platforms, were achievements because we employed technology. And that is the way forward. That is what armies all over do. When you can't have it everywhere, you cover those gaps with technology, which is some of what we are using now. That's likely reduced the tension on the plateau, has enhanced security, socio-economic activities have picked up, people are going about their businesses.
Earlier, the state chairman of the Correspondence Chapel, Polycarp Auta, said the GOC's ability to be neutral in the course of his duty has attributed to the restoration of peace in the affected communities.
That as journalists, we are neutral people. We do not take sides. Because the security challenges on the plateau are dynamic. And it takes a very strong fine officer like you to be able to calm the situation the way we are enjoying on the plateau now.
While appreciating the effort of journalists in the state for being professional, the GOC also emphasized that all hands must be on deck to ensure lasting peace in the state. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
To some breaking news from Edo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced the APC candidate, Monday Okpebolo, as winner of the gubernatorial election in the state. This announcement was made by the returning officer, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Mina, Professor Faruk Adamu Kuta. Okpebolo polled 291,667 votes to defeat his arch-rival, Asue Igodalo of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 247,274 votes. The Labour Party's candidate, Olumide Akpata, came a distant third with just 22,763 votes. According to reports, APC won 11 out of the 18 local government areas in Edo State. Again, the APC candidate, Monday Okpebolo, has been declared winner of the Edo Governorship Election. Moving on, calls to mitigate the effects of conflicts and communal clashes dominated the commemoration of the International Day of Peace in Kaduna. Religious and traditional leaders, along with civil society groups, urged an end to communal, ethnic, and religious violence that disproportionately affects women and children, while emphasizing the need for diverse approaches to foster peaceful coexistence in communities across the country. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
Kaduna State has a history of religious and communal clashes dating back to the 1980s, although there were years with little serious conflict. While marking the International Day of Peace, stakeholders highlighted Kaduna's strategic role in peace building across the country, emphasizing the importance of fostering harmony in this pivotal region.
The theme of this year's International Day of Peace is a culture of peace, and culture is cultivated. So cultivating that culture of peace is a major responsibility for women. And therefore, it's not surprising that the women are dominant in coming out to appeal to the people of Kaduna State, to their host mothers and our sisters, to work very hard to cultivate a culture of peace.
Religious leaders, activists, and peace-building stakeholders urge citizens to embrace alternative dispute resolution methods within their communities. This approach aims to foster dialogue and understanding, helping to mitigate conflict and build lasting peace.
There are tenets by which people of given religions are expected to live, and these tenets help. The moment people adhere to these tenets, then there is order in society. And once there is order in society, then there is peace in society.
You could see the economic situation now. Both the Christian and Muslim are facing the same challenge. So it is a right time for people of faith to come together, to work together, to promote peace so that Kaduna will be developed. The younger ones will have opportunity to go to school, and there will be opportunity for people to even afford jobs.
A highlight of the International Day of Peace was an endurance walk led by religious leaders, women's groups, and peace advocates, aimed at promoting unity among the diverse ethnic communities in Kaduna State. This symbolic march underscored the collective commitment to fostering harmony and understanding in the region. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
In Gombe State, rice millers are embracing a safer and more efficient milling technique to combat the impact of climate change in the northeast. By adopting these new methods, they aim to reduce firewood consumption and help curb deforestation, while integrating environmental sustainability practices such as alternative power sources that can enhance their earnings. Trust TV's Hassan Koli has more on the story.
The newly introduced efficient rice parboiler will replace the traditional method of parboiling rice that requires burning lots of firewood, which is indirectly promoting deforestation. The move is part of effort by several pro-environmental organizations and individuals in the search for solution to the effect of climate change. According to renewable energy experts, the development will help reduce the level of firewood utilization in parboiling rice, a move that will go a long way in reducing the emission of harmful gases to the atmosphere. While welcoming any development that requires their contribution to campaigns against the adverse effect of climate change, the rice millers are optimistic that the rice parboiler will enhance their business too. As people who depended on firewood to process rice, we intentionally came here to look for better equipment. When compared with this one, the difference is significant. As we practice this stuff, we realize that we only use firewood worth 200 naira compared to that of 1,500 naira when we use our method. Another advantage of the new one is that it does not make the weather hot, so it is indeed a welcome development that we will for sure adopt in order to save the environment and improve our business too. With the adverse effect of climate change and environmental problems in the northeast state, stakeholders say the youth must act to complement the ongoing climate change campaign.
It would be bad to advocate and call on my fellow youth to come along, mobilize, from groups, from vanguards that will bring ideas due to our nature of dynamisms as youths, full of energy. Let's bring innovative ideas that can be supportive to the already identified SDG 13, which is talking about climate change, which is a United Nations program, global program. However, you know, the SDGs, what they're talking about is think globally and act locally.
The recent flooding in Maiduguri, which killed dozens of people and rendered thousands homeless, has triggered calls for a holistic approach in the fight against environmentally harmful practices, especially during this time of hardship. From Gombe, Hassan Koli reporting for Trust TV.
The University of Ibadan students took to the streets on Friday to protest against the recent hike in tuition. Armed with placards, they urged the school authority to reconsider its decision while citing economic hardship faced by their parents. Here's a report.
The universities set a payment deadline for September 20 with exams starting Monday. However, students insist the fees should be reversed. This isn't the first protest. August demonstration forced the university to shut down for 3 weeks. The National Association of Nigerian Students demand the removal of Vice Chancellor Professor Kayode Adebowale, alleging tyrannical leadership and oppressive policies.
We are saying we are displeased, and we are saying that we reject this high-handedness of the federal government. We reject the high-handedness of the university management. We reject every attempt by both the university management and the federal government to shift the responsibility of funding education on poor Nigerians, on poor parents who are already finding it hard.
Vice Chancellor Adebowale suggests exploring the federal government student loan program, emphasizing that the university remains one of the most affordable despite the fee hike.
Charges that we spoke about, they can make it to be lower, but our own, we take the minimum because we don't want to reduce our quality. And I want to thank the federal government. There is the Students' Loan Fund that we kept on telling the students to apply. All these, about 3,000, almost 3,300 students that did over these past 3 weeks to applying to NEL Fund. We will, once they don't have any challenge and so on, we will allow them to sit for the exams.
The university's management, having sent another internal memorandum in the last week of the imposed 3-week holiday, stated that upon resumption, students must present their payment receipts before being allowed access to various halls.
In other news, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says its operatives have arrested an 80-year-old man with 14 kilograms of cannabis. The agency says that the man, Sojobi, confessed to selling illicit drugs for the past 25 years. In a statement by its spokesperson on Sunday, the NDLEA says Sojobi further claims that he gets his supplies from Benin Republic and sells his customers from his residence between 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. on a daily basis. The NDLEA spokesperson also disclosed that a total of 25 million pills of tapentadol, an opioid 3 times stronger than tramadol, and 350 bottles of codeine-based syrup were recovered at the Tinkan Port Complex in Lagos. He added that the seizures were made on 17th and 20th of September this year from 3 containers that had been on the agency's watch list following processed intelligence. The NDLEA statement further said, in the same vein, the NDLEA operatives in Lagos on Wednesday, September 18, raided the 2 homes of a community leader and Sarkinyama of Badagry West LCDA, Bashir Muhammad Talba, where a total of 226 kilograms of cannabis sativa was recovered from his 2 wives and son. In Kogi State, the NDLEA and its operatives on patrol along the Okene-Lokoja-Abuja Expressway on Tuesday, September 17, recovered 700,000 pills of Exol 5 coming from Lagos for distribution in Kano and Kaduna, while a suspect, Chibuike, was arrested by operatives on Friday, September 20th, along Mokwa Jebba Road in Niger State in possession of 49,000 tablets of tramadol, 20,000 tablets of diazepam, 100 amipills of tramadol injection, and 50 bottles of cough syrup with codeine. You're still watching the News Hour live on Trust TV. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more news in just a moment. Join us again. Welcome back to the news. Thank you most kindly for staying with us. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for the United States to attend the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications at the Office of the Vice President, Wokocha, on Sunday says Shettima left the country at the directive of the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to him, the President had directed the Vice President to lead the Nigerian delegation to the high-level global forum while he focuses on addressing pressing domestic issues, including the devastating flooding in the country. During the session, Vice President Shettima will deliver Nigeria's national statement, participate in key meetings on the sidelines of the event, and also engage in bilateral meetings. On the foreign scene, At least 51 workers were killed and over a dozen others injured following a massive explosion at a coal mine in eastern Iran, according to official statement released on Sunday. The blast, which occurred late Saturday at a mine in Tabas, approximately 540 kilometers southeast of Tehran, is one of the deadliest mining disasters in Iran's history. Rescue efforts continue, with 17 miners still believed to be trapped deep within the mine. Authorities have attributed the explosion to a methane gas leak, a common hazard in coal mining. As families mourn their loved ones, questions remain about the safety measures in place at the privately owned Mandanjo coal mining facility, which operates in the area. This disaster adds to a tragic history of mining accidents in Iran, where poor safety standards have led to several fatal accidents over the years. Iran, rich in minerals, consumes about 3.5 million tons of coal annually, but imports nearly half due to limited domestic extraction. Elsewhere, Israeli soldiers have shut down Al Jazeera's West Bank bureau, intensifying their crackdown on the Qatar-based network's coverage of the war in Gaza. Early Sunday, Israeli troops raided the office, ordering a 45-day closure. This follows a similar move in May, when Israeli authorities raided Al Jazeera's broadcast position in East Jerusalem. Al Jazeera aired footage showing Israeli troops entering the office, demanding staff vacate immediately. The soldiers were seen tearing down a banner bearing the image of Israeli forces in May 2022. Al Jazeera continues its coverage from Amman in Jordan. The Israeli military did not comment, while Al Jazeera condemned the raid, calling it an attack on press freedom. The Palestinian Journalists Syndicate also criticized the move, highlighting the unexpected nature of the raid, given the location's Palestinian control under the Oslo Accords. Match Day 3 hostilities in the 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier Football League began with a bang as 2 away wins were recorded. Kabir Abdullahi's late winner for Rivers United helped his side to beat Lobby Stars by a lone goal at the Lafia City Stadium. Finidi George of Rivers United extended his unbeaten run as coach to 3 matches since he took charge of the side. Also, El Kanemi Warriors defeated Nasarawa United in a 7-goal thriller in the second game of the day at the Lafia City Stadium. Despite banging the first hat-trick of the season, Anas Yusuf's goals didn't help his side to victory as the Solid Miners suffered a home defeat. Speaking heavyweight boxing, Daniel Dubois retained his IBF heavyweight crown with a stunning 5th-round knockout of Anthony Joshua in a thrilling all-British showdown at Wembley. The 27-year-old dominated the early rounds, repeatedly flooring the 2-time former champion. In the 5th round, Dubois briefly staggered from Joshua's attacks, but swiftly countered with 2 powerful right-hand punches, leaving Joshua unable to beat the count. Dubois became IBF world champion after Alexander Usyk vacated the title following his victory over Tyson Fury, opting for a rematch with Fury instead of facing Dubois again. To a sad development, as veteran broadcaster Ahmed Issa Koko has been laid to rest in Lagos on Friday. Arewa community mourns the death of the deceased, who died on Thursday evening after battling with some illness. Ahmed Issa Koko, former head of Hausa service of Bond FMA subsection of Radio Nigeria, was described as a dedicated journalist who worked hard for the development of his community. Trust TV's Abbas Ibrahim Dalibi has more.
That's the prayer observed shortly after Ahmed Issa Koko was laid to rest at the Arewa Community Muslim Cemetery at Morkas area of Agege in in Lagos. Ahmad Isa Koko, the former head of Hausa service of Bond FM, is a renowned broadcaster who was known for his popular programs Kukan Kurciya and Rai Dangin Goro, the program he initiated in Lagos, which later spread to almost all parts of northern Nigeria, with more than 20 radio stations airing the program, thereby attracting a lot of audience across the country and beyond.
He tried his best by making sure there is peaceful coexistence between the northern community and our host community in Lagos, of which Ahmed Isa Koko contributed through his journalism profession.
Kabir Muhammad Shuaibu is a colleague to the deceased. He described him as a professional journalist, a leader, and a team player.
Ahmed Isa Koko is a very good gentleman to the core, professional when it comes to journalism, when it comes to production, presentation. He is the last person to meet. And Ahmed Isa Koko, may his soul rest in peace, is a person that is a team worker, is a team player, is a person that wants to see the best out of you.
Hajja Luba Abdullahi is also an ardent listener of the deceased program. She disclosed that the late Isa Koko has impacted the society positively through his program.
Majority of his audience are women. His program educates women regarding marital issues. Many women learn a lot from his programs. That is why he attracts a lot of audiences throughout the nation. May his soul rest in peace.
Ahmed Isa Koko, who retired as the head of Hausa service of Bond FM some years back, was not tired as he continued with his program, Rai Dangin Goro, meaning he man need also rest, which is aired on different social media handles and YouTube, and on many local radio stations across the country. Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
May his soul rest in peace. And with that, we bring you to the end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you most kindly for joining us. Feel free, as always, to follow us across our social media platforms to stay in touch. You can also visit our website, trusttv.com, for the latest news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. For myself and the rest of the team, thank you for your time and good night.
The Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.